Alright dudes and dudettes, welcome back to another video. Now, unless you've been living under a rock or something, you've probably heard that Americans are really bad at geography. And as an American, I find that pretty funny, but is it true? Well, today, we're gonna find out. You see, I'm gonna be trying to name all the countries on a map, and not just the ones I know. If I can tell that something is a country, then I'm gonna have to try to tell what it is. So, I might miss some islands if I don't know that they're countries, but all of the countries that are part of continents like Africa or Asia, I'm gonna have to try to guess. So, let's get into it. Okay guys, I've booted up the world map in paint.net, which is essentially a budget Photoshop. It's what I use to create my thumbnails. But anyways, we're gonna be guessing the country names now. I think we should start with Europe, because Europeans are supposed to be really good at geography. So how about we start off the video with hurting the people who are really good at geography, hurting them the most by getting their country names wrong. I mean, I am somewhat confident with my European geography, but I'm bound to get some of these wrong. Oh, and we also do have a little key down here. This green says I'm certainly confident. Yellow means fairly, but not completely sure. Orange means I'm not super sure. I'm guessing it's in the general area, but again, not super sure. And red is like totally wild guess. Again, we're gonna be starting in Europe, so let's get into that. But, guys, before we get into that, I wanted to tell you to like and subscribe, or people will start driving their cars in your school's hallways to get to their classes faster. So, make sure to whack those buttons if you don't want to get hit by a car on your way to second period. And for my younger audience, that was a joke. Nothing will happen if you don't like and subscribe. Sleep safe tonight, young'uns. Okay, let's get back to the video. Okay, so this one I know is Spain, and this one I know is Portugal, so we'll just put these names here. This one is gonna be France. This one's Italy. This one is Germany. I feel like Ukraine is pretty obvious now because everyone knows about Ukraine because of the whole Russia-Ukraine situation. So I'll put Ukraine here. This here is Turkey. Used to be the Ottoman Empire, but now it's just Turkey. And to finish off the ones that I definitely know, this one is gonna be Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Okay, these are all of the European countries that I know well. And now it's time to get to the ones that I'm not so sure about. Nothing too painful just yet. Now we're gonna get to the ones I'm fairly sure about. This one I think is Belgium. And this one is I'll just put Netherlands. I'm pretty sure that these three are Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. I think those three are right. And I'm fairly sure that these two are Austria and Hungary. Okay, these are all the ones that I'm definitely and fairly sure about. Now let's cause some pain to my European viewers. But not without first acknowledging Iceland and Greenland, which I somehow managed to forget existed. Okay, now we get to the ones I'm not super sure about. This one I'm gonna guess as Slovenia, maybe, I guess. This one can be Bosnia. This one's Serbia. At this point, I'm starting to get really confused. I might have to start making up country names, but we'll see. This one looks like it could be a Suvilia or something. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's name this one Bozarkia. This one here can be Saturn or something. I don't know. Actually, this is a European country, so it's gotta be Saturnia, because a lot of European countries have IA after them. Mulinia, that sounds fairly European. And this one can be South Hungary. I know that this one's not North Hungary, but we have Sudan and South Sudan, so this can be Hungary and South Hungary. Guys, I am not particularly proud of my knowledge of the Balkan states, but still, we're done with Europe. Now we gotta move on to Asia. Okay, so the first country in Asia we're gonna do is gonna be Saudi Arabia. Now, if you play Plague Inc., you're gonna know where Saudi Arabia is. I mean, Plague Inc. is probably one of the main reasons that I have the geography skills that I do. I would probably be doing pretty terrible if it weren't for Plague Inc. And Global. Global helped me out a lot too. This one here is Yemen. And this one here is Oman. This is Iraq. And this is Iran. These are all the countries I 100% know in the Middle East. And now let's move east. This is Pakistan. This is Afghanistan. This one's India, everyone knows that one. But not sure everyone knows the country just south of India, the little island here called Sri Lanka. This one is China. This archipelago here is Japan. Now we move here to this absolutely massive country. We all know what it is. This one is Russia. Oh, wrong layer. This one's Russia. This one is Kazakhstan. Yeah, that looks like it's spelled right. Guys, I know what this country is, but I don't know how to say it. It's something like
Kyrgyzstan.
I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. I'm just gonna say it's Jupiter. I'm pretty proud of the area that I know for certain in Asia here, but now let's get to the areas that I'm less certain about. This one here, I think, is Syria. This little area is Israel. Okay, and the last one that I'm fairly confident about is this one right here, Cambodia. Now that I've done everything in Asia that I'm certainly and fairly confident about,
I cause pain.
This one I'll guess is Turkmenistan, I guess. A lot of the countries in this area end with the name Stan. Why is that? I'll have to do some research into that. Oh, and I somehow skipped Taiwan. And finally, I'm gonna put Malaysia here. There. Now we really start causing some pain. Well, continuing with the Stan trend, around this area. And yes, I am gonna be making up Asian countries too. I guess we can just call this one Stan or something. And this one, well, it's definitely a country, so I'll just put that. Well, this one between China and India, so how about we combine the two and call this place Chindia? Yeah, there we go. It's big brain time. Hey, you know Chindia? Well, I'm gonna do this trend here, so these two countries are between Malaysia and Vietnam, so I'm gonna continue the trend here. Yeah, there we go. North Vietnam, Malaysia, and South Vietnam, Malaysia. And judging by Iraq and Iran, I decided to name these three accordingly. Iraq and then another letter. I think it worked well. And guys, I think this is all of the Asian countries. And I think this looks pretty good. Now, we move to Africa.
Bruh.
Now we move to Africa. And the ocean's gonna stay blue. Okay, now that we're in another continent, again, we're gonna start out with the ones I know by heart. Here we got Egypt, Libya, Algeria, Morocco, Mali, Mauritania, I think it's pronounced, Niger, and Nigeria, Sudan, South Sudan, Ethiopia, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This one here is obvious. It's where they really like to move it. It's Madagascar. Guys, there's a country I need help with. It's called South Africa, and I don't know where it could be. Can you help me find it? Is this South Africa? Is this South Africa? Is this South Africa? Is this South Africa? Oh, there we go. I was having trouble finding South Africa. But there, we found South Africa. Turns out South Africa was in South Africa. Who would have thought? Now over here we got Botswana. This one is Angola. Okay, these are all the ones I know by heart. Now let's get down to the ones I'm not as sure about. This one here, I think, is Kenya. And this one here is the Ivory Coast. I know that the actual name is French and it's something else, but I like to call it the Ivory Coast because apparently that's what it means in English. I think this one is Nambia, or maybe it's Namibia. I'll just go with Nambia. There. With all of the ones I'm sure about and fairly sure about.
I cause pain.
Okay, I don't have any ones that I'm kinda sure about or educated guesses, so I'm just gonna go straight into the wild guesses. Well, I know that from reading Born a Crime, there's an area in South Africa called Soweto, so I'll put this there. Okay, I'm starting to not be doing so well. This one's somewhere in my head, but I just don't know the name. I'm just gonna say it's, I don't know, Mars for now. Guys, I am not doing so hot on Africa. I think that I might be doing the worst with Africa than any other continent. Okay, we have Europe, we have Asia, and we have Africa. Now we're gonna move to Australia. Okay, so we know that somewhere in here is Australia. And I'm not even gonna try and do the South Africa thing again. That was only funny once. It's not gonna be funny again. Australia is right here. Australia. Okay, now that we've got Australia, one last area. We've done all the continents in the old world, and now we're gonna get to this area. Oceania. Or maybe Oceania. I don't know how it's pronounced. We're just gonna get to it. This one is New Zealand, and this one is New Guinea. For the one I know, this absolute massive thing right here is called Indonesia. And finally, right here is the Philippines. There. Now I'm gonna have to start guessing. Thankfully, I'm not super sure if these countries right here are actually countries or if they're just islands owned by like Australia or these other countries. But this one here, I am gonna have to guess. Singapore. Now with Oceania guessed, we're gonna move from the old world to the new world. Let's start with North America. Okay, so in North America, there are just 3 countries, and I know all of them, so this shouldn't be hard at all. This is the USA, or actually let's do United States. Canada is right here. And finally, here is Mexico. And there, with North America out of the way, let's go to South America. Alright, first things first, we're gonna start out with the big one. This one here, Brazil, the biggest one. Anyways, here we have Argentina and Chile, right here. Here we have Bolivia, and Peru. Here's Colombia. I think this is an O, but it might be a U. Colombia or Colombia. I'm not sure. Okay, these are all the ones I'm definitely sure about. Now let's go to the ones I'm not so sure about. Here, I believe we have Paraguay and Uruguay. This is Suriname, I think, right here. This here is a French Guinea. I know that one of these 2 is Venezuela, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's not this one. I think it's one of these 2. I'm gonna go with this one as Venezuela. And for these 2, I'm just genuinely stuck. This one here can be Ecuador. I don't know. This one might actually be right. I'm not sure. This one I'm completely lost. I might have to make up a country name for this one. Actually, wait. I think Ecuador might be here or here. I don't think this is Ecuador. Okay, I have made up country names for these 2. And now, the last area of the world, which I'm the least confident about, so I decided to save the most pain for last, Central America. Okay, to keep things painless for now, this one I know is Cuba. Apparently doesn't really like the US very much for some reason. They're also aiding Russia in the Ukraine war, so I don't like Cuba either, I guess. And by the way, if you're like a Cuban fan of me or anything, I don't have anything against you. I just don't like xenophobes. If you're not a xenophobe, then you're cool. That's the law. Anyways, right here is Panama, or Panama. I know this because the Panama Canal. And finally, here is Puerto Rico. Now, with all these other countries I don't know, it's time to cause some pain. We're actually going to be skipping yellow this time and going straight to orange. This one I think is Ecuador. I think this one is maybe Belize. Oh wait, I actually do have one yellow one right here. I'm fairly sure this one is the Bahamas. There. Now, we finally get to causing some pain. And I'm probably gonna get a lot of these wrong. This one here, I don't know, Costa Rica maybe? I know Costa Rica's not gonna be one of the islands, because for one, I'm pretty sure of that. And two, I don't think that, like, coasts are generally for continents. I don't think, like, a whole island is gonna be called a coast. That doesn't make sense. This one can be, I don't know, Haiti, I guess. This one here can be the Dominican Republic. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, guys, you know what time it is. It's time to start making up country names. A strategy I've been using is sorta to kinda see what they look like, so we'll do that for the remaining countries. This looks like a basketball hoop if you really squint. Like, this is the ground, this is the hoop. This here looks like a man sleeping, but his head looks like it kind of missed the pillow. So I'll just put that. This one kind of looks like the parachute. Finally, this looks like a person holding a wine glass or some sort of goblet. So let's put that there. Now we have done the whole world. Everything that I know was a country, I put it down. Now, let's see how correct I was. Okay, here's the finished map of all the countries that I guessed. And here's the map of all the countries that I got right and wrong, with, you guessed it, green being right and red being wrong. In total, I got 92 out of 195, or 47.2 of the countries right. I might be slightly off with that, since not everyone can agree on what areas are countries and what areas aren't, but it's not off by much. I feel like I did pretty decent. I think I did more than a lot of Americans could, but worse than most Europeans who could probably point to any country on a map. You know what they say, Europeans go to Mars to get more smart, and Americans go to Kyrgyzstan to get more stupider. Hope you enjoyed, and cue the outro.